everyone. Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And it's part C of our look at It's Showtime. Stephen and Catherine are at Showtime. They've been watching a movie and it's been really good. No, actually, we don't know if the movie was good. It was a horror movie, a monster movie, a scary movie.
And 3D.
In 3D, that's true. I've never seen a scary movie.
In 3D. Yeah, me either, actually.
Things would probably jump at your face.
Yeah, it'd probably be extra scary.
It could be extra scary. Well, we're not going to find out too much about that because today's dialogue actually jumps to the end of the movie when they're watching the closing credits. That's all the names that go up on the movie screen after the movie's over. Do you usually stay around for that? Or because a lot of people, as soon as the movie's over, they'll kind of get up, the lights will go on, you might start leaving the theater, but some people like to sit there.
I usually will, I'll watch the credits or part of the credits if there was somebody in the movie that I couldn't remember their name. I'm
Sometimes.
like, I want to know who was that actor again.
True, yeah.
But then also, now, more and more movies are putting a little scene at the end of the credits. And so now I'm always like, oh, well, I don't want to miss that. So I have to either Google it on my phone to see if they have one, or you just have to sit and wait and check.
That's a good point. A lot of the Marvel movies, right? They did a really good job of having actually quite important things happen.
Yes, not just like, oh, haha, end of the scene. It's like actually important.
But the problem is with those movies, there are so many people who make movies these days. The actors, of course, the makeup, and then all the computer people who do the you gotta sit there for like 8 or 9 minutes watching all of these names go by.
It's always like at least 2 songs, like 2 full songs.
But if you're a big fan, it might be important because there might be that after or post-credit scene or after credit scene. So we're going to find out, will Stephen and Catherine, will their time be rewarded by a little bit extra of the movie after the closing credits? Let's find out. Stephen and Catherine are discussing the movie during the closing credits.
That was wild. The 3D glasses made everything look so real.
Yeah. I love the scene with the eagle. It felt like I could reach out and touch it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in and look at Showtime Part C. So again, we've been to the beginning, we've gotten the snacks and the tickets, we've figured out our 3D glasses, and now the movie's over. So they give a little bit of a description here and say, Stephen and Catherine are discussing the movie during the closing credits. So they've watched the movie, but now it's the closing credits, and the closing credits are it's the part of the movie that's at the very end where it has all the names of everybody who is involved in that movie. And credit means if you give credit to someone, it means that you are saying this person did a good job, this person did this job, we need to acknowledge, which means we need to point out or give them some bit of credit. And so in this case, they're the end credits. You get to see all the actors' names, all the musicians, all the wardrobe people, all the makeup people. You get to see everybody.
That's right, all the different names there. The opening credits will probably be very short, maybe just the name of the movie, some of the big stars, the director. The closing or end credits, you're right, sometimes they call it the end credits. That'll be everyone.
Everybody.
Including the guy who made lunch, during the movie making, all that stuff. And of course, the people who work on the movie afterwards, everything. If you did something on the movie, your name should be there in the end or closing credits. Anyways, so back to the article or back to the dialogue. As they're watching all these names go by slowly, of course, there's probably music playing. Stephen thinks this is a good time to talk about the movie they just watched. What did they think? So he says that was wild. Wild kind of means crazy in a good, probably a good way, and also in a very oh my gosh, I was not bored during that movie. It was absolutely wild. Often we think of wild like a wild animal or something like that, and here he's kind of using it in that way, kind of out of control and crazy and very powerful, and a lot of stuff was happening in that movie. And he also says the 3D glasses made everything look so real. Well, sure, because things can jump out at you, things can kind of feel like they're flying at your face. And of course, this makes the movie seem more real because it's more like real life, like how we actually see stuff.
Yeah, and if it's a scary movie and a monster movie, I don't know if you really would want it to be more real. But Catherine responds, yeah, I loved the scene with the eagle. It felt like I could reach out and touch it. So she's also equally excited, and she thinks that the movie is also great and awesome and maybe wild in this case, and she mentions one of the scenes where there was an eagle. So a scene is a piece of the movie that is filmed in like a particular location. So you're in one location, maybe they're inside a room, and so that whole scene would be that whole time that they're inside that room. And then the next scene they might be outside, and then the next scene they might be driving in a car, and so a movie is made up of many different scenes. So the scene would be they would film it all at one time, and then they'd change sets and change scenes for the next part.
That's right. And a different part of the story will happen. Different actors will be in different scenes. Think of it kind of like a chapter. We have a book, and you break the book up into chapters. The movie is broken up into scenes. And apparently this scene, this part or chapter of the movie was very exciting. It sounds like it might have been an action scene or something like that with less talking and more stuff going on because it involved an eagle. An eagle is a big bird. They don't talk very much, but they go, caw, caw, or whatever eagles sound. No, that was more like a crow.
Yeah,
but they're like big birds. The most famous eagle, of course, would be the bald eagle, the one with the brown body and the white head and the yellow beak. That's the symbol of America. You'll see that on a lot of different things. The president, I think, has a special thing, and there's a little eagle on the money. Americans have eagles, I think, on some of the money. But there are many types of eagles. These are big hunting birds. They catch fish. They have strong talons or claws. They're very beautiful, very powerful. And if it was a 3D movie, maybe they like put a camera on an eagle and it was like flying and we felt like we were on the eagle. Anyway, it would be kind of like being on a big, powerful hunting bird, which is what an eagle is. All right, so let's take a break and then we'll be back with more about the monster movie that featured a cool scene with an eagle.
The 3D really played tricks with my mind. I thought the bucket would actually hit me.
I know. I saw you duck your head when it flew at us.
Hey, other than the special effects, what did you like?
Can I tell you later?
Do you need to think about your answer?
No, I really need to use the restroom.
All right, so they're back. They're still talking about the movie. The credits are going up. The closing credits are going up on the screen. So this is a good time to just relax a little bit before they leave and chat about the movie. So Stephen goes on to talk about what he liked about the movie. He says, the 3D really played tricks with my mind. Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing I ever saw in 3D in a movie was a robot hand holding an egg. And the robot hand came out. So it felt like it was coming towards you, and then it cracked the egg. And everyone in the movie theater went, ah, like this, like they just got egg on their lap. So it was playing tricks with our mind. We knew there was no robot. This is something on a movie screen. But because it was 3D, your mind for just a second thought, oh no, I'm getting egg on my pants.
Yes.
But of course, that was just our mind, and our mind was having tricks played on it. And then he says, I thought the bucket would actually hit me. So in this movie that he saw, there wasn't an egg flying out from the screen. There was a bucket coming at his head. And I imagine people were moving away from the bucket.
That's what I was actually just going to say, but Catherine actually says it for me. She says, I know I saw you duck your head when it flew at us.
Wow, that's cool.
And I definitely have memories of sometimes you get really into the movie and the 3D, and then something flies at your face and you kind of flinch or duck. And so that's definitely happened to me before.
Absolutely, because of course in real life, if someone was throwing a bucket at you, you would want to get out of the way because a bucket is it could be pretty heavy. And if it hit you in the face or in the head, it would definitely hurt. Buckets are usually something we carry liquid or other things in. It's kind of round, it's open at the top, it's closed at the bottom. There's a handle of some kind. You might put dirt in a bucket when you're working in the garden. You might put water in a bucket when you're mopping the floor. Or a farmer might carry milk in the bucket after they milk the cow or something like that. But if you want to move liquid or anything else, you can kind of fill and pour and stuff like that. Put it in a bucket. That's going to be helpful. But don't get hit in the head with a bucket.
No, and
that
so
wouldn't be
then
good.
we had this verb duck. So this word, I'm sure you've probably heard it before as a noun, like the animal, like little duck.
Yeah.
But this is now the verb. So the verb means to kind of crouch down to get out of the way of something. So something is flying towards you, you don't want to get hit, and so you make a little motion like this, like you're ducking motion. Sometimes you can kind of duck to the side, but it's usually a crouch down. It's not like just a side swipe.
And it's usually just your head, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't say duck your leg
No,
to
no,
miss
no.
something. It would be your
Yeah,
head.
you'd say duck your head or just duck, and
Right.
that would still be just like this kind of motion.
That's actually a good tip. If you're ever walking down the street and you hear someone just yell, duck, they don't mean a bird is flying at you. They mean something else is flying at you. Get out of the way.
Well, it could be a duck flying
It
at you
could
that you
be.
need to still duck.
But it's probably more like a baseball or something
Probably,
like that
yes.
flying at your head. Anyways, so yes, when the bucket came out from the screen because of the 3D glasses, it felt very real. Now back to the article and their conversation. Stephen then asks his friend, hey, other than the special effects, what did you like? So sure, the 3D movie, it's a scary movie. The special effects are important, but he wants to know from Catherine, what other part of the movie? The acting, the writing, the music, you know, stuff like that.
Yes, and Catherine kind of like hurriedly says, can I tell you later?
Huh?
Yeah,
She doesn't want to answer the
well,
question?
we'll see.
She's thinking about it. She has a very long, all right. She doesn't want to
Maybe.
answer my question now. This is what Stephen is thinking, and he's kind of going, why? So he asks her, do you need to think about your answer? Are you thinking a very, well, I really enjoyed the mise en scène because the movie was usually like a complicated answer? Or why can't you? It's a simple question.
Yeah, and it's not that complicated. Catherine just says, no, I really need to use the restroom.
Oh, she's got to pee.
It's been a long movie.
She's got to go to the bathroom and pee. Okay, well, sure, yes, you're right. 2 hours sitting down, a giant drink, probably a bucket of pop or soda or whatever
Yes.
she's drinking. So, of course, you need to use the restroom because the restroom is the bathroom. It's the washroom. It's the lavatory. It's the loo. It's the WC. It's the place you go to do your
Ones and twos.
Your business. That's right. Your after the food and drink business. That's what we would call it. You could call it the bathroom, but I think for this term restroom, this is actually a bit more polite.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more like a place you would do that business in a store or in a restaurant.
Yes.
In your home, you have a bathtub, you take a shower. That's more the bathroom. The restroom might just be the toilet where you do your pee-pee and whatnot, and a place to wash your hands. That's it. So if you want to be polite in a restaurant, yeah, it's a good term. Excuse me, where is the restroom?
Restroom, yes.
Instead of saying the bathroom. All right, guys, that's it. I think that's all the time we have. It's definitely time for Catherine to run to the restroom. I will probably go to the men's room because I drank too much soda. And we'll see you guys back here sometime soon for more, maybe not movie fun, but more English learning fun. Until then, take care, everyone, and bye-bye. Stephen and Catherine are discussing the movie during the closing credits.
That was wild. The 3D glasses made everything look so real.
Yeah, I love the scene with the eagle. It felt like I could reach out and touch it.
The 3D really played tricks with my mind. I thought the bucket would actually hit me.
I know. I saw you duck your head when it flew at us.
Hey, other than the special effects, what did you like?
Can I tell you later?
Do you need to think about your answer?
No, I really need to use the restroom.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下这一课的重点单字。第一个 wild， 它是一个形容词，表示极棒的，令人十分享受的。Lisa had a wild time dancing at the party. Lisa 在派对上跳舞狂欢。那除了这个意思之外 ，wild 它还有野生的这个意思，也是一个形容词。Wild animal 野生动物。下一个单字 scene 是一个名词，表示电影或电视的场景。I love the opening scene of the film. 我喜欢这部电影的开场戏。Opening scene 就叫做开场戏。那电影或电视当中还有哪些场景呢？ Wedding scene 婚礼场景。Funeral scene 葬礼场景。下一个单字 eagle 是一个名词，老鹰。Why is the eagle the king of birds? 为什么老鹰是鸟中之王？下一个单字 bucket 它是一个名词，水桶。I need a bucket and a mop to clean the floor. 我需要水桶和拖把来清理地板。接着我们来看一下这一课的重点文法。第一个 reach out 伸手。Reach 在这里指的是动词，伸出你的手。The child reached out and picked up the kitten. 这个孩子伸出手抱起那只小猫。下一个文法 A plays tricks with B. A 让 B 混淆了，错乱了。A 和 B 在这里都是指事情、事物。Trick 在这里指的是混淆、错乱的意思。Do you know how VR plays tricks with your mind? 你知道 VR 是如何让你的大脑产生错觉吗？ Trick 它原本的意思是指诡计、把戏或者是恶作剧，所以在万圣节 Halloween 是不是有听过这样的一句话呢？ Trick or treat 不给糖就捣蛋。那 treat 在这里指的是美食、点心。接下来我们看下一个文法 other than 加上一个名词，表示除了什么之外，表示不包含某人或某事的情况下，相当于 except for 加上一个名词。There's nobody in the classroom other than me. 教室里除了我之外，没有别人了。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
The exhibits inside the Botanical Garden show the natural homes of wild plants in the gardens, including Taichung Cycad Garden, Lanyu Garden, and Monsoon Rainforest Gully. Seeing the Botanical Garden is like visiting some of Taiwan's low-lying areas.
See you next time!